Hello students, are you bothered about your getting good bands in IELTS listening? Definitely you can get good bands and bands are totally with you with little preparation and with some tips and tricks. You can get the maximum scores in your IELTS listening. My name is sehdevsharma. I am from Success Mantra Educate, Jalandhar, Punjab, India, and I make videos for your success because the name of the institution is Success Mantra. Let us go back to the video and discuss about the tips and tricks of IELTS listening good bands. Okay, let's go to the video. Dear student, this is video number 135 and we are going to now start. Okay, sorry, it is 136 and today we are going to discuss about the top tips for your IELTS listening. Top tips I will discuss one by one and I will try to explain so that you guys get the good idea about how to get the very good marks in your IELTS listening. So dear student, the first point which I want to focus on this, that please listen to English texts every day. Most of my students, I am from Punjab, most of my students they come from the government school background, so they are having the average knowledge. They think that they can watch the movies, they can listen to Justin Bieber and they can develop their skills, but I literally doubt on this type of strategy. Okay, listen to English every day. Where you are going to listen? So I request that if you want to listen, please listen to IELTS podcasts, very good things, and we can listen to some of the topmost trainers in the world. Here I would like to recommend my favorite Liz and E2 language Jay. They have wonderful pronunciation, they have wonderful ideas, and if we are listening something related to the IELTS, maybe it is of podcast is of listening, maybe podcast is of writing, definitely the text is going through our ears, and if text is going, then we will be able to understand what they are saying. As now you are watching my video, you are trying to grasp what the words I am using, what the knowledge I am thinking to impart to you, whatever the ideas from my brain is coming towards your brain, and you are grasping those things. So kindly do not listen to much songs, do not go for the English movies, hardly it is going to improve us. Better we can listen to the BBC, we can watch some of the programs on Discovery Channel or National Geographic channels, something. They use very specified language, very well woven words, and it will definitely improve it. If we cannot do anything at all. So what I suggest to my students, if they are just going through, they're going to the market, or they are sitting in the car and somebody is driving, they are free, at least go to YouTube and listen to some old question papers which are available on YouTube. Just listen, just try to understand the text. The most site which I like is Listen a Minute. Listen a Minute is sufficient because they give subtitles also. We come to know about the pronunciation, how the things are delivered, where the pauses are there. So next onwards, when you are trying to practice for your IELTS listening, please listen to some good text. Okay, coming to the next, please practice only for first 20 questions every day. Practice first 20 questions on your YouTube channel, right? Go to any listening, practice first 20 questions, because as per my experience and my knowledge of teaching, the first 20 questions are quite comfortable, which students can easily understand. So if the student is practiced enough to get at least 15 to 16 marks out of 20, first 20, then students get a lot of confidence in his mind and in his psychology that he can easily score very good bands. Just imagine if a student gets 17 to 18 marks in first 20 questions, that means he has already crossed 5.5 bands in the first 20 questions only. If the paragraph 3 or if the paragraph 4, if we are facing little bit of difficulties, still we can touch around 7.5 very easily. First, what we have to do, we have to practice the first 20 questions first, right, for a few days. As we are progressing, we can jump to the 40. Now what actually happens when students on the very initial phase, they go for all 40 questions, they get 12 marks, 13 marks, or maybe 16 or 18 or 20, and every day they get the same score, right? They don't follow that some specified strategy for that, and they get depressed, they feel that they can't do it. So what I suggest to my students, that for the first few days or for the first few practices, we must go for 1 to 20 questions only. The third is very important, that is introspect your weaknesses, right? Every student has some sort of specialized weaknesses. Some students cannot grasp the grammar, some students cannot grasp their pronunciation, and some of the students, they understand everything, but there are spelling mistakes, right? So kindly have few minutes with you, spend few minutes with you, and try to identify that where you are lacking, right? If you are lacking somewhere and if you are improving, so definitely you are going to improve it. Okay, please watch this video till the end. It is going to be a little longer video because I am in habit of explaining each and everything. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I request you to kindly subscribe so that you get the good knowledge as well as the good input from my side. So identify your weaknesses, that is going to help. Okay, the next sentence is next tip is, please focus on the tense. So tense, they sometimes they use present, past or future, right? We know the indication. If it is ism, it is in the present, was is the past, or had is there, it is past, then will comes in your future, all the tenses, right? So generally students, they focus on the text, but they do not focus on the particular tense. If they are focused on the particular tense, definitely they are going to get the good marks. And sometime when I check the cross check the answers, students feel so pity. They say that, sir, instead of this we could have written this, but we understood like this. So they do not focus on the tense. The next important tip which you need to follow, please focus on whether the question is of related to singular or plural. Very important. Very shameful mistake which generally students do during their practice sessions. They understood all the everything, they understood the pronunciation, they grasp the ideas, but they write s or es, or they miss s or es because they never thought that the question is related to r, and after that you need to fill the blanks, right? If it is r, definitely it is going to be the plural, right? Tense we understood it is the present, but s or es should be correct, right? You are not going to get the marks if your s is missing. If we have to write the girl, it should be girl, and if we have to write the girls, it should have to be written girls only. Then only we are going to improve our scores. Okay, next is underline the keywords. Underline the keywords. Why I say that underline the keywords? See, before every session you get the good amount of time, say 15 to 20 seconds, to understand what is the question, and by virtue of our reading practice we can underline what are the keywords are present, right? If we know the keywords, then sometimes we miss the question because of some of the reasons, and if we are missing the question, so definitely then we are going to recover it, right? Suppose question number 15 is missing and I know the keyword of question 16. As 16 question comes, I immediately understands that my sum of questions have been missed, and I now pick up the question again and I can write the better. So the more keywords you have already underlined, it is going to guide you where you are. It is just like UPS, right? If we are going from one place to another, we use the UPS and we have some milestone on the way. Similarly, your keywords are your milestones. If you have marked your milestones better, the better you are going to get the scores, right? Next is very important. The most these two tips are going to be very important. That is the gist of all six, right? The next is speculate the answers. Speculate the answers. Now, what is speculation? Speculation means we are a little bit of forecasting what is going to come, right? Now, if paragraph is going to be the topic of the paragraph is say schools, so definitely all the terminology, everything is going to be related with the schools only. It is hardly going to say something about the crime, right? If the paragraph is on geography, so definitely it is going to use the geographical terms, right? So we need to speculate the answer. For example, there is a fill in the blanks that she will be coming on dash. So coming on. By virtue of my knowledge, I know on can be used with the weekend days, right? So my ears are just waiting to listen Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or there is a change in the day. That's all. My ears are very anxious to listen to that particular word only. This is known as speculation. So kindly have a little bit of forecast what type of answer you are going to get. Okay. If we little bit of speculate, we can easily understand. For example, you are going to the market and definitely you will find many shops there and many options there. This is the speculation. This is the we can say the forecast. This is the idea which we are going to get. Now, last but not the least, very important. That's why I am going to write with my capital letters. Review your answers. Please review your answers. That means you marked an answer and it went wrong. Please start the audio again and try to find out why you missed this particular answer. If they say about the answer is girl and you have written girls, how the idea came in your mind, where you went wrong, right? So reviewing of answer is very important, and 90% of the students, they are not at all bothered about when during their practice session that what is the answer. I hardly find any student who comes to me and says that sir, I want to discuss this question, that how this answer has come because I thought like this, right? If we review means we are going to identify our mistakes, and once we are knowing our mistakes are there, definitely we are going to improve. So my dear students, if these tips are being followed by you regularly, I am very much sure that within a week there will be spectacular change in your band scores, and particularly in your final exam also, you will be more skillful, you will be more strategic, and you will get the wonderful results. Because again, before I close this video, again I want to remind you, listening is only the module where getting 9 band is not a tough task at all. It is a piece of cake. Many of my students, they got 9 bands in their listening, even in practice session also, evening in the final exam also, right? I always say to my students that reading and listening is only the modules where getting 9 band is an easy task rather than speaking and writing, because there are greater challenges particularly in the speaking as well as in writing. But listening and reading is purely in your hands, and if I compare these two, listening is totally in your hands, right? So if you follow such steps, definitely you are going to get the good bands. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I request you to subscribe so that I fetch you the best videos. And I'm not so happy with you. You listen to my video, but you don't comment me, you don't compliment me, you don't give me the critical feedback, how is my videos are going. I request, if you are listening to my video up to now, you have the confidence on my teaching and my guidance to you, right? So I expect that you subscribe to my channel, you share my video with your other course students, let everybody improve. This is only the mantra, that is success mantra. Take care of you. Bye bye. God bless you all.